Hi, I'm so happy to be here. So many familiar faces. Thank you for coming. It's so exciting to see so many marketeers trying to learn how to break the silo in marketing. And today, I'm going to talk about just that. And I hope all of you have heard about Klarna. You might have used us as a checkout solution. Maybe you are a user of our mobile app. Perhaps you even have a Klarna card. But we are so much more. We want to create the preferred way to shop globally for everybody. And just today, I have a super exciting announcement. We're launching a new feature in our app in the US. We're going to go social shopping from this evening. So if you are in the US, please check it out. And today, I promised you to talk about 3 ways of breaking the silo in marketing. And there are many lessons that I've learned on the way. First of all is how to be experimenting more. Second of all, the word you've heard and seen today multiple times. It's all about personalization, all about activating data in the context that matters to your customers. And the final lesson is about people, because the people create the experience for us, other customers. So now I have a little exercise for you. I know you've been sitting for a long time thinking about experimentation. Let's think inwards and ask yourself, have you been listening to your customers' feedback recently? When was the last time you've done a focus group? Have you done any UX research recently? And have you really tested and tried out things with your customers in mind? Anybody is comfortable saying yes? I think it's the same for all of us. Experimentation is really hard. It requires a specific approach. You need to really plan, execute, test, and optimize. For me, experimentation is not only a given, a baseline requirement to good marketing. Experimentation also means we can be more successful, but as well responsible. And it's really hard to be a good marketer nowadays. You have to know so much that it's not only related to marketing. You have to be good in tech. You have to know about procurement, contract management. You need to be able to talk to multiple competencies within your company. And then there's a lot that is put on our plate from the compliance side. So when I think about breaking the silo in marketing, I think about, first of all, breaking the silo and acknowledging internally that I'm not an expert in everything, and I cannot be. This is why experimentation is so important. And here, I wanted to tell you a bit about a use case we've done in my team. As you know, from Android 13, we have to ask our users for permission to send push notifications. And for a company that has a mobile app, that is the heart and the blood of marketing for us, making sure that we have people that want to receive marketing over push is really critical. So here you can see on your left-hand side a very sad push prompt. This didn't perform that well. It was sort of a disaster at the start. This is what we call developer or engineer-driven development. They've just put some basic stuff in there that worked, but it wasn't really converting that well. So then we decided to take a step up and try to present benefits of why having push is important for our customers. And obviously, the middle prompt performed a little bit better than the one that we had initially. But then what happened was our designer came in and said, you know what, we have those new icons, let's swap them. They're going to perform better. And please vote. Do you think that the new icons perform better, or was it the simple design? Who thinks that it was the left-hand side? I see a few hands. Who thinks it was the middle one? I see a few hands as well. Actually, the middle one was the winner. So what I learned and what we learned in the team was that beautiful isn't always the best. We really need to hear what our customers think. And right now, the middle design is the winning one. So if you were to download the Klarna app, this is what you're going to see, and this is the experience we're going to serve to you. So the first lesson of breaking the silo in marketing is to listen to your customers and acknowledge that you cannot be an expert in everything. Thinking about the second lesson, personalization. How do we personalize at scale? How do we really use the data we have about our customers to make sure that we deliver them the best experience possible? You've heard it all today, I'm sure. Personalization is the holy grail of marketing. And now I really wanted to talk to you about thinking about personalization as a continuum. From mass marketing, where I would like to say the email blast is in the past, we don't do that, to the holy grail, the one-to-one marketing. Try to think about delivering that sort of experience and how much you need to really be able to scale it up. Are you really using all of the information you have on your customers, the behavior in the app, the purchases, their interests, their affinities, to deliver the one-to-one experience? Now think about where you would put your own brand or your own company on the scale. And I guess a lot of you would say we might be somewhere here. If you are here, please come and talk to me. I really want to know how you did it, because it's extremely hard. I would say we're somewhere in the middle. It really depends on the use case. So when you think about breaking the silo of data living between multiple systems, tools, or teams, breaking the silo is really how to drive personalization at scale. And there's many different ways and avenues you can do that. The first way is the simplest. Just use the data you have and try to implement things that work on a use case basis. So take the data, apply automation, and deliver value to customers. And this is an example of what we call a product type flow. And if you've ever used our app, you know you can search and browse any type of product on any type of merchant or shop website within our app. The challenge is that then we're dealing with hundreds of thousands of catalogs of products. And how we're trying to make sure that we can deliver the right experience is to make sure that we listen to the behavior in the app and retarget our users when we know they're most likely to purchase. So don't get scared of using the data you already have. Make sure you prepare a backlog of use cases to activate here and now. And if you have time and money and are able to pitch a bigger product, my second way to break the silo in marketing is invest in data science. These projects usually take a little bit longer, they're more complex, but if you're able to deliver on them, they will extremely impact your revenue. So we're doing that right now in many different ways through many different programs. And our favorite project to talk about is the next best action model. It's a machine learning model that predicts what actions to promote to a user at any given time, and then informs what to promote to a specific customer. And if you have time to invest in data science, you also will be able to reap the benefits. Right now, we have a multitude of different next best action in production globally. And here, since I live in Stockholm, this is a Swedish example. These projects, however, take months to develop. A usual timeline for a machine learning model to be built from scratch is between 3 to 6 months. And we don't have that time because we want to engage with our customers in the best way possible here and now. What to do is, for example, to ask your customers to give you valuable input to then drive personalization at scale. And here, my favorite example from what we've done with Movable Inc. is our Valentine's Day campaign. Here we used polling to make sure we can deliver content that was relevant and engaging. And please don't quote me on that, but I believe we had at least 10 times higher engagement from emails where we used polling in comparison to the ones without, especially because A/B testing is what we do as a part of our operating model. So the second lesson of breaking the silo in marketing is to break the silo between data and activation and make sure you can engage with your customers already here and now. And the final lesson is about people. This is the traditional silo between teams, silo between parts of the organization. In a traditional organization, the product team develops a product with support from designers, then hands it over to marketing to launch to a set of users. Marketing needs help with certain tech stuff. They ask IT. And if they need a follow-up from specific marketing activations, they engage analytics. It all works as a chain. You deal with 5 backlogs of tickets to prioritize in the end. And how we do it at Klarna, and this is an example very close to my team, is we are cross-functional by definition. Every team is organized around a specific problem space that is able to deliver fully end-to-end within that problem space. And we even get to decide our own KPIs. This is a win-win. So by bringing together multiple competences in a single team, we're able to break the silo within marketing and deliver for our customers. So then, when you have a team that is cross-functional at heart and can deliver at scale, how do they drive a personalization? This is an example of a super cool project we've done with one of our teams called Customer Evolution. And it was a data science project, also combined with tech and marketing. So we listen to behavior of our users when they're in the onboarding phase of their journey. And depending on what they've done, we decide about speeding up or slowing down their journey later on. So if a user already knows things about Klarna and is more likely to purchase from us, which is ultimately one of the key metrics that we're measured on, we adjust their onboarding. If a user already has used Klarna for a while, but we know they're not that likely to purchase, they're more likely to churn in upcoming weeks or months, we surprise them with a deal that is relevant to them and drives their engagement. And this is an example of a project we've done, again, with a cross-functional team with tech, data science, marketing, and design, of course. And an example of what we've done with Movable Inc. is a small growth hack, just adding on an interactive feature in the app where when I received this email, which, of course, this is the demo effect that was supposed to play, sorry for that, we were able to use a really interactive snippet showing me chatting with customer service. And we can optimize that and scale it up really quickly. One of the lessons learned from breaking the silo between people is to make sure you're clear about your expectations from different competencies, and you have a common language between competencies as well. So the key takeaways from today, and here I hope you've learned something for the future. To break the silo within marketing, you need to experiment and acknowledge that you cannot be an expert in everything. Remember that beautiful isn't always the best, and you really need to listen to what your customers think and what makes them tick, what's important for them. With experimentation in mind, you need to start small, use the data you already have, but iterate fast and invest when it's necessary. And consistency across all of that is key. It's not going to be an easy journey. It's complex. Sometimes it's scary, but it's definitely worth it. Thank you.